when you've come to a realization that you no longer can manipulate or control somebody, you just let go. And then you just vomit. And it looks nasty, it smells nasty, and that's a reflection of the person that you are. Irv has flat out lied about a lot of things. And the crazy thing is, like, when we were in a good space, positive space, like, pillow talk is a dangerous thing. You know what I'm saying? And there are so many things that, like, I know, and there's so many things that, like, and for a long time, and probably forever, like, I don't have the desire to expose certain things. You know what I'm saying?
People still remember how obsessed Gotti was with Ashanti. Not long ago, Storm Monroe reported that Gotti was in a coma and things were not looking good. Recently, his family confirmed that he passed away due to a stroke. Before his death, 50 Cent made a post saying, "Dang, I wanted him to see my new shows." Some people thought 50 Cent was being too harsh, but Ashanti doesn't feel sorry for Irv because of how he treated her 20 years ago and what he might have continued to do if he had the chance.
Accountant, he wanted to control all my finances. He wanted me to invest in, what was it, Urban Jeffries. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, why? It don't say my name. It says Urban Jeffries, motherfucker. So
you can laugh now.
Now I can laugh, But when you think about it in hindsight, it is hurtful because this is a person that you trusted and that you thought really had.
Gotti and his label, Murder Incorporated, helped launch the careers of Ja Rule, Ashanti, and Vita. He had a great ear for music and played a big part in shaping the sound of hip-hop and R&B in the early 2000s. He even managed to beat federal charges when the government investigated him. However, people's opinion of him changed when he openly talked about how he groomed Ashanti and tried to control her, even when she no longer wanted to be around him.
Made those records. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wrote them, but she wrote them with the help of me telling her what to write. And all of y'all, whoever knows me, I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I'm gonna spritz it up and jazz it up. Is this the camera?
Yes.
Ashanti, you cannot spritz it up, you cannot jazz it up. The minute you put some spritzy and jazz it up, it's not a cover. So when it's not a cover, now it has to come back to me to clear it.
Whenever Gotti was in front of a camera discussing his work and success, he always found a way to bring up his relationship with Ashanti. He repeatedly talked about how he couldn't let go of her, making it clear that he was still obsessed.
I think Irv's very emotional. You know what I mean? He's a Cancer. And I feel like he didn't always put business as a priority. That's what I feel. And again, like, he just painted the perception very one-sided. And I just feel like now is when I gotta be brave enough to speak up.
When BET decided to make a documentary about Murder Incorporated, Ashanti refused to participate. Despite her decision, Irv insisted that she would be a part of it one way or another. As a result, a significant portion of the documentary focused on Ashanti and how, according to Irv, she betrayed him.
It's not a mystery to me. The same thing that happened to my daughter is what happened to Whitney. There's only one person that was around both occasions.
You won't say his name. Nick Gordon is who you're referring to.
I won't say his name.
Bobby Brown, the father of Bobby Christina Brown, still finds the circumstances around his daughter's death confusing. He has spoken several times about how he believes Bobby Christina's ex-boyfriend, Nick Gordon, may have played a role not only in her death, but also in the death of her mother, Whitney Houston. Many others share similar suspicions about Nick's involvement.
I want the world to know that Bobby Christina did not die from the bathtub incident. That's not what killed Bobby Christina.
What killed Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christina was starved to death.
Do you approach that?
He knows what happened. I don't know what happened that night, but he does.
You walk through that door and you see her much like you saw Whitney.
It was literally, it was a nightmare all over.
There are also rumors that Bobby Christina knew the truth about what happened to her mother, Whitney. Some people believe that the eerie similarities between their deaths were not a coincidence but planned. It is also said that Bobby Christina witnessed many of the arguments her mother had with other people, which could mean she knew more than she ever revealed.
And then it's
that
Grammy
happened.
time,
That happened.
and her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead.
Bobby Christina Brown grew up in the public eye, often appearing with her mother. She was just a baby when she appeared in an interview with Barbara Walters and on stage with Whitney at the 1994 American Music Awards. When Whitney died in 2012, Bobby Christina was devastated and was even hospitalized for a breakdown. Despite her pain, she stayed strong during her mother's funeral and memorial services. After Whitney's death, Bobby Christina became more famous, appearing in a Tyler Perry series, at the Billboard Music Awards, and in an interview with Oprah. However, her life was tragically cut short. On January 31st, 2015, she was found unresponsive in a bathtub at her Georgia home, just like her mother had been. After months in hospice care, she died on July 26, 2015. The medical examiner said her death was caused by drowning and drug intoxication, but they couldn't determine if it was accidental or intentional. The drugs found in her system included alcohol, sedatives, and morphine. Her death was eerily similar to Whitney, who also died in a bathtub in 2012. Whitney's official cause of death was accidental drowning, but there were traces of drugs like cocaine and Xanax in her system. Although some reports suggested Whitney had a heart attack, the autopsy did not confirm it. There also wasn't enough water in Whitney's lungs to prove she drowned on her own, which led to suspicions that someone else may have placed her in the bathtub. For the years, things that keep coming up when people question the deaths of Whitney and Bobby Christina are Nick Gordon and Ray J.
Like and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel for next video update.